competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Hey there, fellas. It's your girl Jordan with Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Let's talk about trading up. Not what you're thinking. You could never trade her in, but you can trade up her stone if you like. Signify the growth of your love, the challenges you have overcome, or any part of your love journey by trading up her diamond. Whether it's been 5 years, 25 years, or 50, say it with a bling. Big love, big bling. We got you. Until next time, this is Jordan at Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Happy shopping, guys.
Early break.
Weird things that freaks me out. Unleaded gas still. It says unleaded. There hasn't been leaded gas for 40 years. Why does it say unleaded gas? It should just say gas. There hasn't been leaded gas since the 70s. It freaks me out, but it should just say gas. And you can pick what, like hey, we have this, we have the premium, we have
with Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, and Bill Bush from 6 to 9 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is it, Husker fans, your final chance to see Nebraska baseball at home this season. It starts Tuesday, May 6th with a huge rivalry matchup against Creighton. Then it's a Big Ten showdown as the Huskers host Michigan May 9th through 11th. Every game matters and your support can make the difference. Great seats are still available, but they're going fast. Get your tickets today at huskers.com/tickets or by calling 1-800-8-BIG-RED.
Welcome into the LIBA Business Hour, sponsored by Nats to Tasseling, highlighting local independent businesses in and around Lincoln on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here's your host, LIBA's Lincoln Sear.
Good morning, Lincoln, and welcome to the LIBA Business Hour. I am Lincoln Sear. I have Mr. Adam Croft in the studio today with Red Thread. Morning, Adam.
Good morning, Lincoln.
I need to give a shout out to Nats to Tasseling. Nats to Tasseling, Don Buell. They are probably getting hiring done about right now because they literally go out into the fields and do the detasseling in the June and July. And Don's website, as you've heard me say probably before, stands for notafraidtosweat.com. That is the absolute website. So the text line this morning, we're going to talk marketing. If people want to call in and get some free marketing advice, 402-464-5685. That is the text line here at 93.7 The Ticket. Adam, so
what's up?
Yeah. This will be an interesting interview. In disclosure, Adam and I have known each other since 16 for sure.
It's been earlier than that.
Yeah,
I mean,
probably.
we've known each other. I've been trying to win your business before that.
Yeah.
In the way we won your business back in 2016.
Shutting you down. I know.
Persistence is key.
Redthreadads.com is the website.
Yes.
What if someone says to you, just because you get this question every day?
Yeah.
What does Red Thread do?
What does Red Thread do? Red Thread is
can do so many things, but what if you were what's your elevator speech?
We are. What's my elevator speech? We help businesses move the needle through marketing and advertising. That's the most succinct way I can describe it.
That's the what.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about the how.
The how.
Is it websites? Is it social media? Is it apps? Is it what is it?
Yeah. So we have two different sides of our service line, right? That kind of combine into moving the needle. So service line one is like leads. Like, how do I generate leads for a business, right? Whether they're B2B, B2C, how do I physically move the needle through forms of marketing? I'll talk about those forms of marketing here in a second. Do they need leads for recruitment, right? Those are so important to businesses' vitality and making sure their growth. Yeah. And then how's that done? Video, social, design, web, branding. I mean, the gamut is giant right now, right?
So everything we say branding is that. I mean, it's your
the visual
brochure.
component. The visual component, like the logo, how people feel and see when they see your look and feel. But probably the majority of our work right now comes in the form of outbound marketing. Like, how do I talk to your customer base and persuade them to use your services? That's what I do for a living. It's awesome.
Okay. So when did you start Red Thread?
I started Red Thread on May 21st, 2014. It was when we were incorporated. The business started before that, but we weren't an official business before that.
Well, no, you could do it as a Schedule C. So, and was Rhett with you from the very beginning?
Rhett incorporated with me as a business partner on May 21st, 2014. Okay. we were still getting paid in cash at some point, like in think of like February 2014. We paid our taxes, all right, don't worry. But like we had no business. Like we literally just didn't incorporate the state because we were 21 years old. We were college kids. I had no idea how to incorporate a business. So we went to the free student attorney in the union at UNL. And I'm like, can you make me a business? And he's like, usually I handle DUIs and MIPs, but sure, I can make you an operating agreement. So we got a 2-page operating agreement. We were off to the races. That's a real story, by the way.
21 years old.
21 years old. Yeah. Insane.
You grew up in Chicago?
Chicago area.
Chicago
yeah.
area.
So like northwest suburbs, Buffalo Grove, Illinois.
Like Curry Green or anything.
It's no. I don't know that level of credibility.
And your parents,
I did not go to high school with like Anthony Davis or Derek Rose.
Okay. All right. And your parents were
But do you know the Pope?
What's that?
Do you know the Pope?
Yes, exactly. Do you know the Pope?
I hear there's a large debate going online right now. Is the Pope a Sox fan or a Cubs fan? And I'm trying to figure out what the right answer is because that's the team that want to, I believe, to win the World Series. But the Sox don't have much of a chance. I'm a Cubs guy. Well,
all the Cubs fans are praying hard and maybe converting to Catholicism.
Yeah, well, they said. I mean, the Cubs dropped a tweet and they're like, guess what, Chicago? He's a Cubs fan, and they're like, there's like some bad jokes on X right now. They're like, here's the current offering at church on Sunday. It's a deep dish pizza. Like I thought that was objectively funny. It's just dumb humor at this point. It's great.
By the way, that voice you heard popping in was Austin. Austin is on the board today. This is the first time we've worked together. How long you've been here, Austin?
Oh gosh, I've been here since January of 23, so well over 2 years now.
And you told me off air that you were way better than Jackson, right?
Oh no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I would never deign to say such a thing. Jackson's incredible. We love him.
All right. So do you have sisters? I don't remember.
I have a brother. I have a younger brother who's still in the Chicago area, doing his thing.
So all I remember talking about your parents was textiles. That's all I can remember.
Yeah. So their business is fascinating. So my parents are 3rd-generation business owners in the Chicago area.
Where are they from originally?
They're from that Chicago area, like Deerfield, Illinois, Highland Park, Illinois, like suburbia Chicago. Okay. And my great-grandfather started this business in 1936 by making peacoats for the Navy for World War II called the Woolenware Company.
Wow.
Yeah, insane. And there's like vintage photos on like these like Chicagoland newspaper archives of these people working on the textiles and stuff. So now then my grandpa and grandpa took over it. Then my parents took over it. Like eventually I have to figure out how to run this business remotely because I don't want to leave Nebraska, but like
let your brother run it. Okay. Maybe
into the ground.
Not a good idea.
Run it into the ground. Okay. Yeah. It's John's unique character.
As if you're not. I mean, don't sell yourself short. So they're obviously very entrepreneurial, though. I mean, you come from an entrepreneurial family.
Totally.
I mean, it's like don't work for somebody else, work for you.
Yeah, but that was never part of the plan. Like you look. It's like I'm like
Adam. I'm going to point this out.
Yeah.
Anybody that goes to the free Nebraska University of Nebraska attorney at 21 years old pretty much didn't have a plan.
I'm like. The best analogy I can give you is like I'm like the Tom Brady draft scouting report where they're like he's slow, he doesn't have a great arm, he's kind of fat. Like I mean that was my scouting report post high school,
right? But
without the arm talent and or any level of charisma, right? Like I mean it was a 2.0 GPA.
Not very good looking, but at least you got a bad personality.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, yes. Okay. That was my dad's joke. Did you come to UNL?
I came to UNL. So my favorite uncle from Geneva, Nebraska. I don't know if you guys know where that's at. Just like southern part of the
If you're
state.
from Nebraska, you got to know.
I asked that question like it's like
it's like, do you ever eat pizza?
Yeah, of course. So he's just made me laugh at all the kids like tables and stuff growing up, and like all the holiday dinners and stuff. I'm like, this guy's hilarious. And he's like, you should try Nebraska. It's a great place. And so I'm like, why would I go frolic in the cornfields? That sounds terrible.
There's no frolicking.
I came here in 2009 with my dad for a visit. We went to Nebraska Texas Tech basketball game. We won, by the way. That was at the OG Devaney Center. Yeah,
Bob,
Doc Sadler's on the sideline, running the offense. I think I can't remember some of the guys there, but it was awesome. And then we went to Bice Witches for lunch. Went to Raising Cane's. I'm like, this place rocks. The campus is beautiful. And so I had no idea what to expect. And I rolled up here. I'm like, this is pretty cool. So with just a blind trust, because I'm pretty sure I didn't get into any other school, I'm going to go into the University of Nebraska.
Well, it only takes one.
Yeah, it really,
You
I
know?
mean, let me tell you, Nebraska, the University of Nebraska compared to Western Illinois University, Nebraska wins hands down.
Well,
Macomb, Illinois is not the prospering town it comes out to be.
you know,
It's known to be.
Kids, this is an interesting time for kids coming out of college, right? I mean, they're trying to find a job and they're adulting,
Yeah.
And I remember going through interviews for public accounting, right? And
you're the most charismatic CPA I've ever met in my life. I want you to know that.
This is probably why I didn't make it that long. I mean, 10 years is a long time, but I didn't fit the mold.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, that's really a very accurate statement. I really didn't fit the mold. And so, for me to think that I'm going to go into a big four firm. Yeah. There's no way. I mean, your first year in a big firm, you make copies and carry the suitcases. That's
you would have been either CEO in 2 years or kicked out in 2 years. Like you have one of two options here.
So I got more rejection letters after interviews that I saved them.
Yeah.
I got a stack because my message to that is it only takes one.
Yeah.
It only takes one fool to hire you, and then you're off and going.
That's
So
I can find any fools to hire me, so I just decided.
True. What was your first job as Red Thread?
As Red Thread. So
after you incorporated, like it was like you got.
I'll tell the pre-incorporation story because I think it's relevant. I mean, so I'll never forget. Like UNL has a thing called Get Wrecked. I don't know if it still exists anymore, and it's like pretty much they give you free stuff at the like gymnasium and stuff. Like they business promote themselves to the students, and I saw a big sign that said free haircuts. I'm like, sign me up. I'm a broke college kid, need a haircut. The shaggy look isn't doing any favors for me. So I roll up there, and the guy cutting my hair, his name is Greg Howard. He happens to be the CEO and founder, or like his dad was the founder of College of Hair Design. And he's super nice guy. He's like, what do you do? All these different things. And I'm like, he's like, hey, we're trying to recruit kids to become barbers, right? Become estheticians. Can you make me a presentation deck for doing that? And I'm like, sure, why not? So I went over to his office and met with him, and I'm like, he's like, how much does it cost? I'm like, whatever you want, like free haircuts, free haircuts. Like one of my other original clients was Wahoo Burrito and Tacos. You remember those guys? They're kind of next to the Children's Museum for a while, in that little kind of nook space.
Wahoo?
It was I think it was Wahoo Burritos and Tacos. It was awesome.
Gosh.
It was really good. They paid me in free.
They paid me college thing.
Yeah, they paid me in free burritos, right? I mean, it was super humble. Like, let me just do trade because I'm still in college, right? I'm trying to figure out how to graduate, right? I have a couple job prospects lined up.
Did you ever think about working for somebody else?
I did work for someone else. So I worked at Bailey Lauerman, which is probably one of Nebraska's oldest ad agencies in Omaha. Like I was working close to full-time hours.
They were a Lincoln firm too.
But I was going to the Lincoln Omaha office. I worked for Arch Rival as an intern a while back. I worked for the Huskers as a kind of like a manager, like a creative manager, like fan experience. So that includes anything from
Did you know Shot Lane?
I don't.
Shot just ran Husker. He was.
They kept me away from the Husker Vision team. Like that was a separate department. So they were in a different section of the stadium, actually.
On their part.
Really? Hey, yeah. I mean, most people are smarter than I am. But I think what it came down to is this is the Sean Eichhorst, Bo Pelini era of the Huskers, right? So everything's in chaos. I'm walking in there, and obviously things are okay right now at that current juncture, 2013 or 2012, 2013, and I mean, the Huskers were fascinating because we putting together ideas of how to promote fans to go to non-relevant Husker athletic events, or less relevant, not non-relevant. Less relevant, like
non-money making sports.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. It's generally hard to get a student interested in going to
rifle and bowling and track,
a men's gymnastics meet. Right? We have a killer gymnastics team.
Even though they're amazing.
If you've never been to a gymnastics meet, it's incredible. The wrestling meets. So passionate. So that was my job, is to build a student section called Manning's Maniacs. That was the idea, circa 2012. And I was doing that big stuff, and I love those sports more than I feel like I almost have a connection to those sports more than men's basketball or football.
Well, you're 5'2". I mean, no, I'm not.
When I stand up, I might hit 5'5" in heels. All right. Yeah.
Step up a little bit to get in the chairs.
And then I the other part of it was we were setting up inflatables for the Husker football event. So you had to report 5 hours before kickoff. as a college student for those 11 a.m. games,
Oh.
showing up at 5:30, 6 a.m. for report. I was not a happy camper. Like I was like, I did it, but I'm like, I gotta get back in the agency. So that's when I went to Bailey, left Bailey, went to Red Thread, and then everything else is history.
So there's a joke about Red Thread.
Oh, I'm sure.
We back. We'll talk about our previous life and the work that we did together. But yellow yarn,
blue string, like one of these are arch nemesis that no one ever knew existed. So
it's like, yellow yarn was taken.
Yeah. So any Gen Z like competitor listening to this, like yellow yarn and blue string sounds like a good idea for name. If you want to like an arch level.
Why? I mean, we joked about it a lot.
Yeah.
Where did it come up with?
The name?
Yeah.
I mean, so there's two stories to this, like the elongated version and the real story. The first story was just out of sheer panic, right? Because we had a client who literally goes, send us your W-9. And I'm like, what is a W-9? Like, I don't know what a W-9 is at 21 years old. And so I go to that free student attorney and I'm like, make me a W-9. He's like, incorporate you? I'm like, sure. I just need to get paid so I can pay my rent. Get me a W-9. So, I mean, we scribbled down 1,000 names in our notebook overnight. So it came down to like, we almost became fisticuffs. Like we got a fighting attitude. It was almost huzzah, what British sailors say when they take over a ship. There's a couple other bad ones. It almost got called Crofty. Like we almost just named it Crofty because Adam Crofty.
Yeah, Crofty's on your plate.
I'm like, we can't do this. And it came down to like, I won an advertising award in college, or my team did. And it was just like, it talked about how the work follows the red thread, right? It means it follows the creative strategy and idea from start to finish is on the same linear creative path. And I'm like, that's cool. We'll follow the red thread. We'll just be called Red Thread, right? And I come to find out it means a whole red thread of fate, which just means of all the life choices and circumstances you could have gone down, like whether I went to University of Nebraska, gone to Western Illinois, any of those places, like I chose to come to Lincoln. And I met Lincoln Zier. And that path is through the red thread, right? It's just, it's a pretty like high level, like mind like blowing idea, but I just think it's fascinating.
Better to be lucky than good, right? When you come up with it, because it could have meant something else.
Dude, it sounds some days I'm like, gosh, what a good name. It could have been a bad tattoo. Like, I mean, that's what Red Thread could be. Like,
you mentioned it. This is one of the things that I want LIBA to do more of.
Yeah.
And that is, tools and links to, like what's a W-9, right?
Totally.
Getting an EIN.
Yeah.
Should I be a 1065 or an 1120S? And you're like, what the hell? What are those?
Didn't know what the last two meant, but I got the first couple.
Right. So partnership or S corp, they're both.
Got it. We're an S corp. I
still have the geek talk in my CPA mind.
Yeah,
but I think
I blacked out halfway through that.
But you're reaffirming for me that that there are businesses out there that are trying to get started that really don't know and could use links to the Nebraska Department of Revenue or links to the IRS or links to whatever.
Yeah.
So what was the first? The first job you did as Red Thread? What was that? Did we cover that?
Oh, I want to say what was the first like legitimate, like we didn't get paid in free haircuts and burritos. I'm trying to think what the first one would be. I think probably the first notable one that I'm pretty sure they asked me for a W-9 is I'll never forget. I got asked to go to like this church singles group or something like that to just give my opinion about like everything. And I met some and it was like a 3-hour long conversation. It was like Aaron Young with Chef Off Chef. Like it was this great interaction.
Yeah.
And I remember everyone going around there into the room and saying where they worked. And there's this girl in there named Ashley who literally said, I work at United Way at the front desk. I'm like, oh, that's cool. United Way seems like a good organization. Like, I'm curious if they need any marketing. Like they're a big organization, right?
Yeah.
They were
the other national.
They were the NFL's sponsor for a lot of years, right?
True.
Yeah, I mean they were like a big deal. I'm like, I have no grasp about what a local chapter is versus anything else.
I wouldn't either.
So I remember giving my card, like after 3 hours of making jokes, right? I gave my card to Ashley and I said, hey, you don't know me, I don't know you, but we seem to laugh a lot at my dumb jokes. So can you give my card to your marketing team and like see if they need any marketing help? I'm like, this is a Hail Mary. Dude.
Oh, yeah.
Like, what a bad way to try and get the door somewhere. But Ashley goes, yeah, sure. So sure enough, like the next day I got a call from a lady named Sarah Wishoff, who was like one of our first people to give us a shot. And she's like, hey, we're actually looking at switching agencies. What do you know about United Way? And I'm like, football, NFL, United Way, charity. I don't know much.
You're starting to pull.
And
words
so
out.
I mean, she got bids from other agencies. And the biggest thing we did is I'm like, you need to remove all of our names from the bids because nobody knows who the heck Red Thread is.
No,
like, why would anyone
that's
pick
true.
Red Thread over any other notable firm at this time? I mean,
That's a really good point.
I'm a 20-nothing-year-old kid with nothing to show for it. And they ended up picking our work and signing a 5-year contract with us.
Wow.
That was like a couple months into
Wow.
incorporation. And
Well,
like, and
you
that
got-
was like,
but
then that gave us like a
you gotta
momentum.
make the ask. And to me,
Yeah.
you know, Adam, you know, we joke a lot.
Yeah.
We do joke a lot. But to me, all you're talking about here, all you're saying here
Yeah.
is you need to be authentic in how you approach people.
Totally.
Because it's the authenticity
Yeah.
that, you know, there's no one, you know, you're not going to, you know, the Sandler school, right? Of the sales training.
Yeah.
at
School of
Sandler,
Hard Knocks. Right.
right? You know, there's not one way.
Yeah.
But the one way that like I've known or realized over a long time is what way you're trying doesn't matter if you're not authentic. People buy authenticity.
100%.
Simon Sinek, people buy what you do or why you do it, not what you do.
Yeah.
Right. So let's talk. We're going to have to take a break here in a little bit, but I want to get into the first you and I worked together at Another Life.
Absolutely. It was awesome.
And website and videos and an
Design,
app.
yeah.
Design,
an
the whole
app.
nine yards.
I forgot we built the app.
We did.
The app,
And
the
it was
app was your
amazing.
idea. It was awesome.
And it was amazing.
Yeah.
But and I just said this to you before we got on air.
Yeah.
That you know, and when we talk about the power of LIBA and the importance of LIBA in the city of Lincoln.
Yeah.
And people unfortunately think of LIBA as this political animal. And I understand why, because for years they couldn't separate, you know, Kobe from, you know, the pack or the pack from Kobe. I mean, they were one and the same.
Sure.
But they're not today.
Yeah.
But the importance of, you know, it takes a village, right? You know, LIBA members buying or doing business with LIBA members.
Totally.
Red Thread would not have had the opportunity if you hadn't been members of LIBA.
100%.
And you talked about Austin. How are we doing? I want to.
Oh, I'm doing great.
Okay. You talked about.
This is a good story. How much time do I have to tell this?
4 or 5 minutes.
4 or 5 minutes. Okay.
So
yeah.
You mentioned 2 names.
Yeah.
Other than me.
You're in that name group too, right?
I like name dropping.
Yeah.
Kobe and Mark.
Kobe, Mark. Yeah. So okay, I'm gonna backtrack. So let me give a disclaimer though. Like, it's self-admittedly, I'm not as educated on politics as I'd like to be. And so when I joined LIBA, I heard a business association, right? And that's what I utilized it as to help me grow my business, right? It wasn't necessarily for the political side of it, right? I never, it's self-admittedly, I never got involved with the political side of it. I got involved with the, how do I connect and network and meet other business owners, right? It was literally that whole venture that got me to largely where Red Thread is today. So, I mean, this has to be 2015 or so, 2014. So I'm pretty sure Debbie Bram meets me at some point. Goes, yeah, Debbie Bram goes, yeah, you're joining LIBA at that point. You don't have a choice.
Yeah.
And so Debbie goes, you need to join LIBA. And so I think I joined, and this man who was a former CEO of LIBA, Kobe Mack, just took me under his wing. I mean, he didn't need to, he didn't have to, but he did. Just out of pure, like, let me introduce you to people. He introduced me to Ken Spavoda with Ray's Lawn Care. They became a great client of ours, right?
Yes.
Ken's a man. I'll never forget, like, Mark Whitehead Oil Company. That's
you can't forget.
Yeah, you can't miss Mark. But I'm like, again, like Lincoln said, I'm 5'2". Mark's like 7'4". Like, I mean, like, there's a massive height difference. And so when you look at like Mark, who Mark is, and the enterprise he's built from his father's like founding, I mean, it's incredible. So I was intimidated by it, right? Sure. I mean, literally by stature, but also the size of his business. Yeah. And Colby took me out to lunch with Mark and Mark Whitehead and Chad Woolen. Chad's the COO at UStop, and said, "Hey, here's Adam. He's a young guy." And Mark's like, "Thanks, great to meet you." But that was the start of our friendship. Mark's one of my best friends now. Yeah. Like Ashley, my wife, her and I go out to dinner with the Whiteheads. Chris Whitehead, the marketing director. I mean, they're like some of our favorite people on earth, right? And LIBA and Colby literally brought me up to that level to introduce us at that point. Colby literally he goes, "Hey, I have something special to tell you." I'm like, what do you got for me? And he's like, he brought me into lunch. He's like, "Hey, we're going to give you the 2016 LIBA Young Professional of the Year." Like there's a photo of me shaking hands with the governor at the time, like on stage. I'm like pretty sure I'm crying. I'm like, my parents are clapping. My dad's like, here's a beer in my hand, like huzzah. Like it's these weird photos that like stick in my mind from what? I mean, that's almost 9 years ago.
Yeah.
And when you win an accolade like that, that gives you the credibility to start to work with other businesses. So I mean, LIBA like helped me just business centric wise get my business off the ground. Like truly, like I owe so much credibility to that organization to help us continue to grow. And as a young entrepreneur, I mean, if I didn't join LIBA, I don't know if we'd still be in business. Yeah. Feel free to steal that soundbite.
I may do that. Well, awesome. I do love that story. Austin, I know we need to take a break. So we will be back to the LIBA Business Hour. You're listening to Adam Croft with Red Thread, and we will be back soon.
This is it, Husker fans, your final chance to see Nebraska baseball at home this season. It starts Tuesday, May 6th with a huge rivalry matchup against Creighton. Then it's a Big Ten showdown as the Huskers host Michigan May 9th through 11th. Every game matters and your support can make the difference. Great seats are still available, but they're going fast. Get your tickets today at huskers.com/tickets or by calling 1-800-8-BIG-RED.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion for happier, healthier, furry friends.
At Valentino's, we're on a mission for tradition. On every slice, for every bite. Golden baked crust, cooked to perfection every time. Savory sweet sauce that's made from our own secret recipe. Loaded with the perfect amount of fresh toppings and melty mozzarella cheese. It's the tradition that Nebraskans have come to love. From game day to every day. Valentino's. Taste the tradition.
Schweizo Construction is now hiring for skilled craftsmen, steel erectors, concrete workers, and general laborers. Schweizo Construction offers great benefits like premium wages, health and dental insurance, paid holidays and vacation, 401k with company match, life insurance, and disability insurance. They pride themselves on a legacy of 40 years built on integrity and trust. Joining their team means becoming part of a family that values hard work, dedication, and mutual respect. Apply today at schweizo.com. That's SCHWISOW.com.
Shopping for new flooring is different today. Getting your questions answered, making the right selection, getting the best value, and installed quickly and professionally. Visit ostreetcarpet.com or shop our store. We'll answer all your questions and help you make the right choice. You'll be enjoying your new floor in just days for less than you'd pay elsewhere. Carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, tile, and area rugs. We've got it all.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Are you looking for a place to relax and unwind after a long week? Grotto Bar and Lounge is the perfect spot to enjoy a full menu and in-house DJs on Friday and Saturday nights. If you're wanting to start your Saturday or Sunday off the right way, stop by for brunch starting at 9 a.m. Don't forget, Grotto offers a full catering service as well for those graduation parties, birthday celebrations, and weekend family get-togethers. Give Grotto Bar and Lounge a call today at 402-261-3019 or visit them in person at 70th and A in the Clock Tower Shopping Center.
I tried to hide my cigarette smoking. Then I was rushed into emergency surgery to repair the damage smoking did to my heart. It shocked everyone because they thought I was healthy. Yet because I smoked, I had a severe heart condition that nearly killed me. My tip is, you may be able to hide your smoking from the world, but you can't hide from the damage smoking does to your body.
Call the Nebraska Tobacco Quit Line, 1-800-QUIT-NOW, 1-800-784-8669. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels and Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels and Joe.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call today at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Get ready for the largest dirt late model event in Nebraska, race fans. The Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series is heading to Eagle Raceway's High Bank Heist on Thursday, May 15th through Saturday, May 17th. See the greatest dirt late model stars in the country compete for $10,000 to win on both Thursday and Friday, and an enormous $50,000 to win 75-lap main event on Saturday. The High Bank Heist, May 15th through May 17th at Eagle Raceway. For more info, visit eagleraceway.com. Let's go Lucas Oil Late Model Racing. Eagle Raceway, just 10 miles east of Lincoln on O Street.
Back to the LIBA Business Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. This segment sponsored by U-Stop and Whitehead Oil.
Welcome back to the LIBA Business Hour. Thanks to Mark Whitehead. Mark and Debbie are getting all sorts of kudos and free advertising here today. But well, we do appreciate what Mark and Chris and Whitehead Oil and U-Stop do for LIBA. But, I will say this too, if you ever drive by Ager Golf Course in the summertime, Whitey and Chris, they're a huge sponsor of that youth golf over there.
They do so much for the city.
And I don't think people realize
Children's Museum, Jim Ager. Yes. They donate to other philanthropy organizations.
I think most people are just mad at Mark because of gas prices. It's just like everybody's mad at Mark for gas
prices. So I don't think enough people understand the gas business model. Oh, no. Like let me make sure this is clear, right? Mark will tell you this in self-admit. Like when you fill up on a gallon of gas, right? He's making like a couple cents off you, like cents. Like I promise you, he is not getting rich off gas prices. Like I will fully defend him to the end of the earth. He's not getting rich off gas prices.
Worked for Quicker Set Oil.
Yeah, he will. Mark, where these models go, and this extends past Whitehead Oil companies. Like they want you to go and inside and buy something, right? Because you can make money on like the beverages, the snacks, like all that stuff. But even they have the best price in Busch Light in town, like for 30 rack. Like that's their pride. I'm serious. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, Austin. I hope this is like a PG-13 show, right?
Too late now.
Here's the thing: it's on Saturday mornings. Most kids aren't up. So
all right. Well, if you're thinking about Busch Light at 9:30 a.m. on a Saturday, you're probably just a Husker football fan. All right, so there you go. It's but seriously though, his gas prices are more than fair, and I think
I agree. It's just a running joke.
It's so funny.
Just a running joke.
Gotta love that guy.
Every time I pull up in my truck, I get out and he goes, "Thank you." I go, "What?" He goes, "Driving that big thing."
Yeah.
Fossil fuels.
Yeah. One last shameless plug for Mark. There's they have the U-Stop app now that just got launched. Yes. We've been a large participant in building that.
Build that?
A portion of it, because they have there's a kind of a foundational software, but we've done a lot of the design on top of it. So U-Stop app, you can look that up. And the reason why I'd encourage you to design or download it, also there's an app called Fuel Forward. It saves you 10% off every gallon of gas. So if you're considered about the margin, and literally there's no fees, there's nothing attached to it. If you have a Phillips credit card, it rolls back 25 cents. But literally,
So how do they make any money if they're only making a cent the gallon?
It's because they want you to just go and buy inside and buy something. That's the goal. That's the goal of the entire business model.
What you marketing guys call a loss leader.
100%. So Fuel Forward app, right? Download it. 10 cents off every gallon. It's just a reward app. It's free.
You're just sucking up for more business.
I've heard. It's like when
Mark
you get
asked me every time.
Yeah.
Every time. Do you have the app? Do you have the app? He goes, well, he goes, no, I don't know. I use my debit card. He goes, why would you do that? Why would you do that? Anyway, so coming back to, one of the things I want to, right. I'm blathering here.
No, you're good.
Off air, Adam goes, well, where do you want to take the next segment? I'm like, I don't know. We'll figure it out when we get there. One of the things you mentioned, I think I talk a lot about the pillars of LIBA. And LIBA has always been in policy. I think most people think that LIBA has been in politics.
Yeah.
We renamed the Government Affairs Committee to Public Policy.
Yeah.
That's all I've said this before. All I can think of when I hear Government Affairs is Elliot Spitzer and Bill Clinton and Gary Hart, right?
Yeah.
But it leads you down a different thought process when you're thinking about government and candidacies, right? And elections and things like that. And so we changed it to public policy. And we're really trying to, I think LIBA was at its strongest when we focused on city and county issues. And we focused a lot on state issues over the last couple of years.
Yeah.
And so I really want to try to get us back into understanding the county's budget, understanding the city's budget,
totally
understanding Lincoln Public Schools and what's going on. Because I don't think anybody else is paying attention to those things. But that's the government or the public policy, what I call pillar.
Yeah.
Right. Because there's actually an image of, actually an image of pillars on the website. The other one is what you mentioned, networking, right? Because it's so important, to know and be able to find other people. And when you find another LIBA member, you're finding someone that you're there for a lot of the same reasons.
Yeah.
Right. And it's this, you give your card and it works. And then
you're required to bring your card because you put in the fishbowl, you win a prize.
That's true.
I mean, those are a lot of reasons why to bring a card to a LIBA event.
Silly if you don't. And then community access. And I think community access is one that we don't talk about very often. And then LIBA organizes, whether it's a coffee or a lunch with county commissioners or city council people.
Yeah.
Janet Hayes from the mayor's office, economic development. She's amazing.
She was there on Thursday night.
Oh shoot, missed it. Well,
no, she's awesome.
Janet has been amazing for transparency and helping us understand what was going on with LTU in the newsletter. But so you have access to people that it would be very hard for you to get a meeting with or a lunch with or a coffee with, right?
Totally.
So if people want, they can talk to county, city, elected officials. And then, so those three have always been there.
Yeah.
And the one I mentioned earlier was, tools to help people get started and then leadership development, right? You as a leader, you're not thinking about this now, but 10, 15 years from now, you guys will need to start thinking about who's next.
Totally.
Who's going to lead this company next, or who can I rely on as my second?
Yeah.
Because you reach a point where the growth just is unsustainable without adding.
Totally.
Well, that brings in all sorts of risk when you add a body.
Absolutely.
So how do I develop those people? And I think AI, understanding AI.
Totally.
We had a tech conference at a luncheon a couple of months ago.
Nice.
With a tech panel with the CIO for the state of Nebraska.
Super cool.
And so I think helping our members understand what is going on, they don't have time to read and sift through and find the little nuggets of stuff. That's so we've been very clear about adding that business support and that leadership development pillar to and all of it is about growing our community, growing our businesses, growing our tax base, which lowers our taxes for everybody, hopefully, if we control spending, right? So, well, there is that part, Austin, right? I remember when, I think it was the first tax cuts that, I think it was Reagan.
When I wasn't alive. I wasn't alive during that, for the record. Just make you feel bad.
Wow. So I'm guessing you missed the Challenger explosion too.
What year was that?
1982 or 3.
I missed that one.
Okay, good.
So did Austin.
I was
right?
yeah.
Tell us about what it was like, man.
I was in the living room of the Phi Kappa Tau house at Nebraska Wesleyan, watching the Challenger explode on this, box TV that was, would have taken 4 of us to lift and move. But
you always think about where you were, right?
Oh, there was I remember where I was when Elvis died. I know you weren't alive when Elvis died.
Yeah,
county fair.
All I remember, the only the biggest political, almost I would say political event. I don't know which one. The biggest event we had when we were in college was Osama was killed. And so literally, I remember just people going on the street and yelling, and that's all I remember. I can remember just being in the dorms. That was it.
Keith County Fair in Oglala, Nebraska, when Elvis died.
Really?
I was in the city hall at Building and Safety getting a permit to finish off my basement when 9/11 happened. I mean, you know where these things are.
Crazy.
But anyway, the question, I mean, I'll be honest, I've said this on this show.
Yeah.
I never had the courage, Adam, to start my own business. I just, and it wasn't that I don't know if it wasn't that I didn't believe in myself, or if it wasn't that I didn't have an entrepreneurial family. My dad was a project manager. My mom was a teacher.
Yeah.
And there were some, what I would say, some lean years financially that really frame your thought process when it comes to money and jobs and financial economic security. But I would have never done it. I swear I just would have never done it. I mean, did you? I mean, did it even occur to you? Like, what happens if this doesn't work?
That's a great question. At 21 years old, you don't have a lot to lose. Let me make that very clear. Like when you're 21, like the thing, like people, I've been asked the question, like, what's my biggest regret with business? Right? That's a very legitimate question that I've been asked. Yeah. And the easiest way I can describe that is like, this is coming from a guy who started this business at 21 years old, mind you. Like,
how old are you now?
I'm 32. So I mean, Red Thread turns 11 years old.
Wow.
Here in like 11 days, which is
Happy
insane. Yeah. Or the 21st, whatever that, I don't know what it is. The 10th, 11 days, right? Insane. Like 11 years old to start a business. But my biggest regret is like, I should have started it sooner. And that sounds like an insane thing to say. Hold on. Bear with me. But like, I knew I could do 12? It. Well, I mean, I started my first like business when I was like 15. We can get into that whole conversation. We're talking about sneakers. I don't know if we have enough time for that, but that's like my first like passion is like Nike and like just collectible shoes, Jordans, all that good stuff. That was at 15 years old. But I should have started this thing at like 19 or so because I knew I could do it. I was just scared. I mean, I don't know how to describe any other emotion besides just fear of failing, right? Fear of being judged by your peers, fear of trying to push something out there that nobody wanted. Like, is there a market fit for this? I have no idea. I don't even know how to get incorporated. Dude.
Did you? I mean,
like, it's a punchline, but like, I'm like, all I know is like, I mean, the funniest thing I've heard about how to start a business is sell a product or service that provides value, collect money. That's how you start a business. It's not rocket science. And I see so many entrepreneurs fail because they're like, well, let me write this, let me write that, let me write this. I'm like, business plans are important, but at some point you have to jump.
Yeah. You
have to jump. And if you don't jump, how are you ever going to know?
Did you have backing?
No,
financial backing?
No, dude. I worked for no, are you kidding me? You think I knew how to like, here's my Series A. You're like, yeah, right, dude.
And I bet
yeah,
Rhett didn't come from a millionaire family either.
No, dude. I had probably, I mean, maybe $1,000 in my bank account. Like from like the internships and work I did during college. Like, I mean, I'm living in like,
this is like,
I mean,
Kool-Aid stand money. I mean,
100%. It was lemonade stand for 50 cents. I'm like, hello, neighbor. Would you like to buy some lemonade? Oh, thanks for the $3 tip. Thank gosh, I'm gonna be able to eat ramen tonight. Like, I mean,
ate that yesterday.
Let me make this clear. Like, the entrepreneurship is hard. Like, it's hard. Like, I mean, there's a lot of people that come out like shining and like, I've worked really hard. I'm 11 years old. Like, to me, like, I mean, that's a third of my life, right? If you think about it, it's a third of my life I've been building Red Thread.
Yep.
And the first, I mean, we didn't make money like any I mean, we were barely scraping by
the bills.
My first K1, I'll say this publicly. My first K1 as a partner at Red Thread was $11,000.
You're like, where is it?
Year 2 is no. I'm gonna frame it. Year 2.
I was 11 times. Like, where's the money?
Yeah, I'm like, I just knew that I made more money than I was when I was in college. Like, I'm like, oh, I'm doing okay. I mean, I was in like housing with like roommates and stuff. So I mean, my rent was like $250 a month. I'm pretty sure. Like, I mean, I'm like, oh, I can go out for lunch. Like, I mean, it is hard. And I think when you get to a certain level, right, and you say, all right, everyone, just throw out your business away and just jump. It's a hard leap. It's a really scary leap. But if anyone out there is thinking about starting like a business, like the best time to do it was yesterday. Right. I really do believe that.
Right.
Like, just
Adam,
go.
How do we create it's like a 12-step group, but a support group. How do we take people like you and create an environment where some of these younger kids that are thinking about it? I mean, I know Rebecca Pearson, who owns 93.7 The Ticket, teaches entrepreneurship at UNL.
I love it.
And I've asked her to do something with LIBA to in this line, in this vein, right? We will be doing a women's event, Women of LIBA. It's not a calendar. It's not a calendar. So don't Faith White doesn't need to drop her coffee cup. But we will do like a women's event because there are unique issues for women owners as and opportunities, women-owned businesses. Right?
Totally, I love it.
But how do we create this environment where people can ask questions, or I mean, is this? I want you to think about it. I'm not asking. I'm not putting you on the spot.
Yeah.
To answer it, but you know where my mind goes.
Like just to help spark entrepreneurship.
Help them. Help them get started. Help them get going.
I think
help them understand exactly what you're talking about. Is you're going to be afraid.
Yeah.
Feel the fear and do it anyway.
My full subjectivity, right? And I think here's the best part about Nebraska, right? I'm going to shout out Nebraska. I'm going to shout out LIBA in like one core like thought process, right? Nebraska, like when we talk about like a marketing campaign for the state, like one of my ideas that I literally like thought really critically through is like everyone and anyone, maybe besides Warren Buffett, and I'd argue Warren Buffett's in this mix, is 1 degree of separation. So you've heard about the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon, right? Like everyone's 6 degrees away from Kevin Bacon. Nebraska's 1 degree of separation. So if you want to talk to any single leader in the state, right? The billionaires in the state, right? The people who are truly eccentric business leaders like that have made it wildly successful, they're 1 degree of separation. If I ask you to talk to executive successor, this person, there's a good chance you know him or know someone who knows him, right? 1 or 2 degrees of separation. That's the best part about doing entrepreneurship in Nebraska is you can go pitch anyone, talk to anyone, grab coffee with anyone, go to lunch with anyone. That's amazing. And the one thing I'll say is there's a really, really talented business leader that I'm working with named Dr. Kylie Ensrud. So she's starting an adventure called Humanized HR, right? Their idea is to start outsource HR and help business. You and I talked about this over coffee.
Kylie, does she work at Elevation?
She used to work at Elevation.
Trevor Bullock.
Yeah. So with Trevor Bullock. So Trevor's also been part of that team.
Well, I've heard Trevor talk about her.
Yeah, Trevor and Kylie are going to go into business together. Trevor's a career like executive leader. He's a stud. He's a killer, right? And
we are good friends. I have a great
we were all in Vistas together, right? Remember that? Yeah.
Oh,
and so you look at like that, and Kylie's had a career like executive team, and so I want you guys to know like we need to. They want to start their own business, and I'm like, the first thing they need to do is find clients.
Right?
How do you find clients? Networking. How do you do that? Through LIBA. There's your answer and all those things. Like, go shake hands, dang it! It's not rocket science. Go shake hands. You can do it. LIBA will help you get there.
I love it.
Another sunbite for you. You're welcome. There you go.
I'm gonna trust me. I'm downloading this right away, and I'm gonna transcribe it using AI, and then I'll put it on the website.
I love it.
We're gonna take another quick break. You are listening to the LIBA Business Hour with Adam Croft and Red Thread. Amazing conversation about entrepreneurship and what that means, and how LIBA plays a role in the economic vitality of our community. So we'll be right back.
Hey, it's your girl Jordan from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. It's official. Wedding season is here, and we know that every detail counts. From bridal party gifts to the finishing touches for the bride and groom, discover our exclusive selection of watches and fine jewelry. Did you know we even offer in-house engraving? Celebrate your special day with a personal touch and a timeless gift they'll cherish forever. Until next time, this is Jordan at Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Happy shopping, guys.
Tailored Landscapes is actively preparing for spring. Things like new tree orders, getting equipment ready, and training staff to serve you the best they can. If you haven't already planned, now is the perfect time to figure out a maintenance plan for your yard. Tailored Landscapes is on the brink of spring cleanups for all their existing customers, and they have limited spots available. They trim trees and shrubs when needed and only mulch proper amounts. Give Tailored Landscapes a call at 402-432-2572 to set up a meeting with one of their designers and stop by the Tailored Life store in Bennett.
Make sure you tune in every Saturday from 11 to 12 for all things youth football with Tank Perry and Jim Sandman. Learn how the game of youth football has grown in and around the capital city with coaches, athletic directors, and league commissioners telling you all about it. It's all things youth football with Tank Perry and Jim Sandman every Saturday from 11 to noon right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next opportunity? Nebco is hiring. They're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. They offer competitive wages, great benefits, service trucks, OEM level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Apply today at nebco.com. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for the Nebco shop. Learn more at nebco.com. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at nebco.com.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Muchachos has been serving Lincoln delicious pork, brisket, and chicken tacos for several years now, as well as Hatch Mac nachos and more. Muchachos also brings you close to the taste buds of your favorite local college athletes with NIL deals like the B3 burrito for Bella Bacon of Nebraska softball and many more. See a variety of different NIL options at Muchachos at 11th and K or order online at yomuchacho.com. Open 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Tuesday through Saturday.
On the Block with Eric Strickland, Jay Foreman, and Austin Orman.
The goal for those coming on the road, let's go get that first. And then here's what'll happen. There'll be you'll kind of be lackadaisical. Instead of keeping that energy, why not too? Instead of keeping that energy, you'll probably see just a little bit more ease of play because in the psyche, we did what we came to do.
Every weekday from 3 to 5 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Back to the LIBA Business Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. This segment sponsored by Integrated Behavioral Health Services.
Welcome back to the LIBA Business Hour. I'm Lincoln Zier, your host. Couple of administrative things. I want to, if you have a pen out, give a couple of things. The LIBA luncheon is the monthly LIBA luncheon is next Tuesday, the 20th at the Cornhusker on the third floor of the Plaza side, not the hotel side. And it's Des Moines Adams is speaking
with teammates.
Yeah,
he's awesome.
He is a great speaker, but it's the scholarships, it's the LIBA scholarships, and so that'll be really cool. High school seniors, getting a chance to move on, and you combine that LIBA promoting high school, getting kids, and it's not 4-year, or it doesn't have to be a 4-year college. It could be a 2-year college. It could be trade school. We don't care. We just want to further, the talent of kids in Lincoln and keep them here. And Dawn Buell at NASTA Tasseling considers herself the first step in workforce development because everybody that works for her has a work ethic.
I love it.
Right. And so not to get too geopolitical, right? But I was driving down this morning and I'm thinking to myself, my gosh, we have 6 countries, well, not 5 countries and a terrorist group at war in Europe. I mean, the world is crazy. And yet so many good things are going on in Lincoln, Nebraska.
Shout out Lincoln.
And it's amazing. So, Adam, the 531-500-3883. That's the right number?
531-500-3883 is the office line for Red Thread.
Yes.
HQ.
HQ.
Well, also, hold on.
Satellite?
I have one more. What was that?
It's not headquarters.
No, it's their headquarters. It's their office.
What's the office address, by the way? Because I forgot about that.
It's so I want to give one more shout out to LIBA. You ready for this? So Bruce Bailey.
Yes.
Longtime LIBA member.
Oh, geez, yeah.
Long-standing
president of the foundation.
President of the foundation.
Of the LIBA Foundation.
He had a couple of. It sounds like he had a couple of options to sell his building. You know who he sold it to?
You?
Me.
Really?
Because I think the rapport we built through this organization. I really do believe that.
He could have sold it to somebody else.
He could have sold it to someone else.
Yeah.
And he sold
that's
to
a nice building.
It's a nice building. So we're at 1609 N Street.
Okay, so that's the old Design Associates.
It's the old Design Associates building. It's right on the corner where the east quarter of where the Pershing Center used to be, like right in the heart of downtown Lincoln.
Yeah, that's a good location.
It's awesome. Have you been in there?
A long time ago. Isn't there a taco place right there?
There's Tico's is over there.
Oh,
we got. I mean, we're like a block away from O Street. I mean, how can you complain? And I think the team's pretty pumped, like that we're like pretty close, like the food district of what is downtown business lunches.
Yeah, well, LIBA is not. We are on 36 in Calvert, and there's nothing. Yeah, that'll.
You got a car. This is the most parkable. This is the most parkable city in the entire United States.
Yeah, but I have to.
Imagine driving to Chicago to get lunch.
Whitey would be very pleased. I'm burning fossil fuel just to go to lunch.
He's ecstatic.
Exactly.
He's ecstatic.
Adam, is there anything else you want to add? I mean, we've got just a couple of minutes here, and we've talked about some really amazing things, and I think there's some great things for LIBA to take away. I really want to create the landing page for links and tools
for business and entrepreneurship.
For business and entrepreneurs. I want to try. I mean, with any luck, and Kelly Diekman, by the way, K Design, Steve Bowen's daughter.
Yeah.
Amazing work.
That's awesome.
Amazing work. Our website was a disaster. It was a mess. And
that's great.
And she, within 4 hours,
that's amazing.
She's like, "Oh, this is it. Click this box. Boom, we're done."
Good.
Anyway, so I lost where I was going with that.
Completely. You just give them shout outs.
Well, anyway.
And if you
wow, that's the first time this has happened.
No, you're doing great.
Seriously, anything else? We're talking about links to
entrepreneurship.
Tools.
I mean, so
I want to put a link to her.
I want to talk about one last piece of entrepreneurship. So I want to give a quick shout out to my wife, Ashley Croft.
Hey, Ashley.
So hi, Ashley. She has a full-time job at Olson, right? Really great engineering firm in town. She's in the marketing department, graphic design there. But a lot of her passion comes from clothing. She used to work at the Buckle headquarters in Kearney, another HQ. And a lot of her work comes from like her side hustle, like her what they call the 5 to 9 job, right? And so she'll go and find clothing that she can go pick up.
Does she have a website?
Goodwill. She's on Poshmark. So shop URQT. That's like an eBay for clothing. Well, I'll teach you all about this after. So eBay, but shop URQT. She basically, I mean, the coolest part about this town is like she's building her own little entrepreneurship company, right? She's hustling and reselling clothes on the side to basically help just like, I don't know, dress people at an affordable rate. It's a really cool mission, a really cool goal, and she's doing a really good job at it. So I'm pretty impressed.
Adam, I genuinely appreciate you being in here.
I appreciate you more. I'm having a great time.
We've been friends for a long time, but I have, and I like to think I played a role in getting Red Thread off the ground,
dude.
What we did,
100%. You gave me we pitched against other firms for that account.
You did,
and
you did.
I'm pretty sure I don't know if we were the team's first choice by consensus, but as a great leader you are, said this is the young guys that we want to do to make something happen. To make something happen.
You know, a lot of that went back to Joe Hampton.
Yeah,
Joe Hampton. I mean, Joe was a phenomenal supporter of LIBA and a small business guy.
Totally.
And because somebody gave him a chance. And so the message out there for everybody, if you want to take a philosophical message out there, is not the give peace a chance thing, but, take a chance on young people and mentor them and help them get where they're going. And it does pay enormous dividends. But Adam, thank you for being here. This was an amazing conversation. Austin, tell Jackson he wasn't really missed a whole lot. But,
I'll let him know.
We'll talk about that next week. Next week is Renee Sabatka with True North Technologies. Awesome. So that'll be a tech discussion. So thanks everybody for listening to the Lincoln Business Hour. I'm Lincoln Zira, and you have been listening to Adam Croft. Just follow the red thread.
You're the man. You're the man.